All right, friends, we have a pretty weird Bouffalant build going on right now, with both Bouffalants, but right now we actually have a pretty solid start because we got the Bombardier EX in the front on the first turn. The first Bouffalant is the new one that makes, if we have two Bouffalants down, colorless basic Pokemon take, is it colorless basic or all colorless? I think it's all colorless. Nope, it's basics. They take 60 less damage, but we also have the other one that interacts with the Lost Zone, which does Lost Headbutt for 50, puts an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon into the Lost Zone. That can be useful in some circumstances, but this circumstance right now, I'm going to hold off on the Bravery Charm. We might be up against a Chien Pao deck. I don't know what else that we see commonly would use the Frigibax, or rather the Baxcalibur. But right now, if it is a Chien Pao deck, we have Girafarig, or Farigiraf, but we actually prize the Farigiraf, or the Girafarig, but we do have the Farigiraf, Wall's basic Pokemon EX, we have Ogerpon, Wall's Pokemon with abilities, and we have Mimikyu, Wall's Pokemon EX and Pokemon V. We have a big attacker in Terapagos, but right now, all right, let's go this guy, and I think we're probably just gonna grab those two for now. I think we're gonna try to use the Bombardier next turn again. Maybe not. Maybe we don't need both boofs, but well, that's what I'm going with. I feel like the Ogerpon should be good enough for now, and we can put the Bravery Charm on it. The problem is our opponent probably has a canceling clone, maybe two if they're really aggro about it. So that means that they'll get around the Ogerpon once. The Bouffalant doesn't help the Ogerpon. These are like side events, little side quests having to get around the Farigiraf or the Ogerpon, or the Mimikyu for that matter. But the main squeeze is the Terapagos. They go Nest Ball. Here comes the Chien Pop. We'll deal with that. Nope, Palkia. Now, Palkia V-Star does have an ability, but Palkia V doesn't. So they probably have a 1-1 line. But I'm actually really surprised to see that just because they didn't get the Chien Pao down at all. That kind of tells me they might have the V-Star in hand. They don't even attack with Collect. Not sure what they're thinking there. Xeroxic, well, they only have 4 cards in hand, so that's not really a way that we want to do things right now. We could go Area 0, or we could go Town Store. I kind of want to attack, though. What could we boss? I think we should just go Iono. I mean, we get a Stadium and an Energy. I mean, dude, actually, hold on. This is really dumb, but let's go Colress's Tenacity, grab Town Store and a DTE, and we will not DT worry. We can attack with Bombardier, put the Pokemon and all attached cards into our hand, and at least take the knockout, put the Ogerpon out front. Do we need to drop the Town Store? We do have Protective Goggles for weakness, but we're not really weak to water in any way. I think we'll save it for a Stadium bump. We'll just drop the DTE and put the Bravery Charm onto this just to make it a little bit more of a pain, because 240 won't knock it out now. Now we'll need 5 energies to knock that out. Shadowy Wind, the Bombardier taking a KO. Look at us. And yes, I do. Ogerpon to the front, Party in the back. We got the double boofs, but it doesn't look like we're really going to need them right now, but you'd never know if they'll come up in the future. Having said that, we do want more than what we have in our hand. We do have Boss's Orders, but we don't really have a way to attack. We can drop the DTE, but that'll just buy a turn and maybe a Vowel. But right now, I think we're just going to go Iono and try to improve this a little bit. We only have 2 fighting energies in our deck. We also have Glass Trumpets, but we don't have a way to search out these energies. So that's a little slow. Probably could use 1 Earthen Vessel, considering we have 3 energy types. We've got Psychic, Fighting, and 1 Water. But right now, we're trying to figure out how the heck we're going to get this fighting energy. Because we have the Arven, we could just Earthen Vessel, but they're going to Ultra Ball. But again, if they Ultra Ball for... They're probably just going to get a barrel. There it is. I was going to say, if they Ultra Ball for the Palkia V-Star, they won't be able to actually do damage with it. Now they can... Bro! This man said Prime Catcher. I said, dang it, Bobby. He is going to pull up the Boof. We do have a Jet energy. So we could Colress for the Jet. Benny as well as the Jets. The only issue with that is that It's not really an efficient use for Ogerpon. So, but, we could Arven for Heavy Ball. What's weird is the Farigiraf is Darkness type, but it uses Psychic Energies. We do have a Psychic Energy in our hand. I don't really mind the Boof being out here right now. It's 160, but they Prime Caught. They're gonna Arven for an Ultra Ball, get themselves the Palkia, knock out the Boof. I think. I didn't really do the math. 60, 100, 160. That's how much they got to do. So maybe we abandon the Boof dreams for now and just know it's always an option. Ultra Ball it is. And, you know, they might not get the Palkia V-Star, but I feel like that's the direction they're going to go. They actually dropped the Forest Seal Stone. It's like a kind of a weird combo because you also want to use the V-Star power for the Palkia. But they go and get it anyway, and they know that they're going to use that V-Star power and knock out my Tauros in a wig. And, you know, I can live with that. Star Portal, there it is. It's what we thought. Now, here's the deal, though. Farigiraf actually only stops basic Pokemon EX, and here I am thinking this is a Qian Pao deck, and I still think it is because, like, Wild State have backs. But the problem is, I can't really attack yet with the Ogerpon. We're going to put the DTE down, and we'll Colress next turn for the Fighting Energies. Or we'll just top deck it because we're God. Cool. All right, well, it's pretty tight being God, gotta tell you. So we're going to put that down. And Town Store, meh. I think we'll just Arven for... Like, I was going to get a Heavy Ball, but I think we might go Terp here. We might go Terp and Hero's Cape. Just for some... I don't really need the Hero's Cape right now. I'm not going to use it, but I will grab it. And I don't know. There's a possibility that perhaps Heavy Ball still was the play, but that's fine. We're going... Actually, Mimikyu might be the play too. So many options. This is why we call it the Boof Box deck, but sometimes I get analysis paralysis. I suppose that the Terapagos, we're going to go Mimikyu. We're going to play it safe. We have the Psychic Energy in hand. It's kind of the boring route, but, you know, that's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and end that dangle turn. And we do not have a full bench. So even if they fill out their bench, they are not going to be able to hit for 260 unless they Qian Pao. But they'd have to have a really nice combo to retreat the Palkia, get enough energies down, 5 energies specifically. Well, that's a way to do it for sure. So you can Earthen Vessel, get 2, drop the worst card ever made, and then put a Qian Pao down, retreat, grab 2 more. That would be 4, but you still need the Rare Candy combo. Now, it's entirely possible, but if you fill your hand with water energies, you're not going to be able to draw with the barrel. So that's kind of where that's going right now. Puts 1 right there. Okay. I mean, that's just going to sit there for the Qian Pao. Still has 1 to 2 in his hand. Yeah, I think his hand's pretty waterlogged, if you know what I mean. But for now, I think we're in a good spot. Just Ogre poning our opponent. Unfortunately, you know, I made this deck to be a Boof Box deck, but sometimes you got to do things your own way. And that way is putting the DTE onto the Ogerpon. I'm still kind of living the Boof dream, you know what I mean? I mean, we might waste this Night Stretcher on the other Boof. I mean, we could get the other Boof, the other Boof, that does drop energies from our opponent, which is really good, except for when they run Qian Pao and they get rid of all their energies anyway. Then it doesn't really matter. So, you know what? Screw it, man. For the content, we're going Boof. We're dropping them down. It doesn't affect anything, but it might in the future, and that would be really cool if it did. You know what will affect things is getting rid of either, you know, I think it's getting rid of the barrel, actually. So we're going to do that. Demolish for 120, exactly how much we need to be doing. And again, they probably do have the Canceling Cologne, but we really got to hit that Farigiraf. Come on, Girafarig rather. All right then. Well, I want them to load up their hand somehow. Now that they don't have the Bibarel, I'm thinking of Xeroxicking. That cannot be the way to say that. I'm thinking of Xeroxicking their hand down to 3. They don't really have any draw support. And if they have pieces to this puzzle, like, oh, there's one right there. That's fine. They're gonna retreat. You know, now they only have 4 cards in hand. Yeesh. Yeesh. And I feel like they're kind of stuck, so Ionoing might just help them out. Yeah. 4 cards in hand, I just feel like Xeroxic's not the way to go. But we're gonna set up another attacker once they cancel in Cologne. We're only doing 120. That's fine though. I think we're good. We're gonna go ahead and I'm thinking. We don't really need an energy, Xeroxic, nah. I think we're just gonna chill. We're gonna hit for 120. It's kind of giving them some time, but I want them to build that hand up and then really hit them with the Xeroxic. We only run 1. We do have the Palpad, so we could hit them for the boss again. We have 2 bosses in deck. They go 1 right there. They're gonna retreat, and hopefully, I mean, they might not retreat. There's really nothing they can do either way though. And then the Frigibax, the Baxcalibur has an ability as well. Yep, so they pass, and that's the life of the wall deck. Yeah, but we got the heavy ball for the Farigiraf, and the Bouffalant helps. I know that there's like outside of the Terp and the Boof, there's not really a lot of basic colorless Pokemon, but the Bouffalant early game especially helps keeping the Farigiraf alive if it's in the front, so that is kind of helpful. But we're gonna go ahead and Colress to get another Psychic Energy. And we got the Mist as well, not really useful here, but we'll grab the Underdepths that we can't, oh I know we can use because we do have a Terra, but that would help them out, so I'm not super thrilled about that. But we'll drop 1 on the Farig, the Lou Farigiraf, the Lou Farigno. Just thought of a new meme stream card, there you go, Lou Farigiraf, that's a good one. We also still have Starmie Daniels that we need to make, but that's for another day, my friends. That is for another day. For today, we take our victory. No, but they are going to switch, and they do have a lot of damage to do. If they have a boss, they go Irida. The irritable Irida is going to grab them the canceling Cologne. They have the rare candy too. Very interesting. Shivery Chill, grabbing 2 more. Live Moss, Dose Moss, 1 moment. Yeah, so this thing's going down, brother. This thing is going down, but we do still have the Farigiraf, except we actually don't. It's not in our hand, but it is in our hearts. And they're going around it. We do have 1 more Night Stretcher. We do not have a Super Rod. So we're just gonna have to see how this goes. They're dropping 5. Oh my gosh, are they dropping more? That's crazy. Yeah, because they want to keep the Palkia dreams alive. I feel that, because the Palkia can take out the Farig. The Farig is doing 160 and 30 damage to 1 of the bench Pokemon, so it could not knock out the Palkia, but he could think about it. He's not gonna do it, but he'll think about it. All right, well, we got a switch card, so it doesn't really matter who we put out front. But we're gonna put the Lou Farigiraf out front and hope for the best. Bro, okay, that's the best. You're the best around. There you go. And then I feel like Hero's Cape's the way to go, actually. All right, let's go Hero's Cape, and I don't even really want to put the Area 0 down. I feel like it's just gonna help them out. In terms of tools, I think we're good. We do have 4 DTEs, so it's possible. We're going for it. They don't have any draw support, so I mean, they're gonna get water energies from Qian Pao, but that's about it. Bro, there you go. That's that double dosage right there, because we can Colress for the DTE, but we can also just grab it here, but we can also grab the Ogerpon back, so that's the really cool thing. So we're gonna Night Stretch the Ogerpon back now, because I think that's how we want to do that. But we only have 1 fighting energy left in our deck, so that's something that we got to worry about. Yeah, we did fill the bench as well, but we have 360. I mean, I guess they could Lost Vacuum. There's that. Yeah, 10 away kind of sucks, dude. What? I did 30. Was he at 220? What just happened? Oh, because I've got the DTE. So for those who don't know, if you're doing bench damage and you have a DTE attached, it does also subtract the sniping damage or the bench damage that you're going to be putting on your opponent's Pokemon. So definitely factor that into your math, because it's not going to tell you. They go Prime Catch. Who are you taking? You taking a Boof? They're taking a Boof, dude. That sounds gross. They also forgot to get their DTE. So what we're gonna do is get or not DT, they forgot to get their energies, but they had that anyway, so they're actually gonna take the knockout. I was gonna say we could just jet energy the Mimikyu, but I think what we're gonna do is save the Chorus, save the whales as well. That's also super important. Always keep the whales in mind when you're trying to do stuff. We're losing the Boof. They don't have draw support though, so that's fine. We're still putting the Farrig out, the Lu Farigiraf. We should still be fine. Ultra Ball, don't need it, don't want it, don't gotta have it. Just gonna take a KO, 140 right there. And it's actually not 30, it's 10. And we'll put it back here because if it was 30, that would be a lot better, but it's not. Only because 140 could have knocked him out, but it would be 120 actually. So none of it really matters if you really think about it, which I never do because I never think, but either way, we got a 360 Mafia Farigiraf going on. Should survive. Pokestop, nothing good for you, dude. Nothing good ever happens. Yep, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, filling out the bench with more Frigibaxes, I guess, but I don't know what else that you would have. And the answer is nothing. And you are a basic EX. So EX gonna give it to you. Gonna knock out the Chien-Pao next turn, unless you got a boss. But even if you do, here's the problem though. They still only need 2 prizes left. If they Palpad some bosses, that would be bad. Dude, they used a Pokemon catcher. They didn't even use boss. They used Pokemon catcher and Prime catcher. They still definitely have boss in deck. But the important move of the game, this game, was actually to knock out that barrel because it put them in this situation where they only have 1 energy left. But you know, that's actually GG's because we just knocked out the Chien-Pao, put him in his place, grab those 2. Love these sleeves. Check that out. The big 3. GG.